but I came out as trans. So I'm a dude, and basically always knew it. Just like I was like, it's fine. People can tell. Turns out people can't always tell that I'm trans. So, yeah. And I haven't. It's been tricky because I'm so confident about it. Because I led my high school's Gay Straight Alliance, which we named the Gender Sexuality Alliance to include more of the LGBT plus community. And now I'm a freshman at college, and I got hired as the LGBTQ plus events coordinator on campus with the brand new this year Office of Diversity and Inclusion. So my friend Cam, who I was hanging out playing video games with, is now my boss. So I know so much about the queer community, and then I just had this experience where I realized I was trans, and I was like, wow, I never thought that was me, and everything I knew just like went out the window. Like all the knowledge I had like was becoming experience. I was like, I don't know what to do. And that's from someone who has spent years working with the queer community to make positive change and to get people's voices heard. And if it's scary for me, someone who has incredible support, lots of family, I work with the people whose jobs it is to make queer folks' lives easier and more manageable. For someone without those resources, it is terrifying. It's frankly kind of scary just to go about life, to know you're safe and everything. And the Orlando shooting, where people who are queer were trying to meet in a safe place to have fun and have a sense of community. The nightclub in Orlando that was having a Latino night was shot up. And that was the biggest mass shooting in US history at the time. It no longer is the biggest one we've had. 50 lives were lost. And it hit us so hard. It hit the queer community so hard because you see so much change happening with legislation, with social media, with communication. We're able to have safety in a community that is the whole queer community across the world. We have that community now. We can talk to anyone and feel safe. And then when something like this happens, you remember that there are still people in the real world. Forget the internet and who you can talk to online. There are just still people that will physically get in your way, that will hurt the queer community, that will shoot a group of young people just trying to have fun because they're queer, because they're Latino. That was a really, really hard weekend, just hearing all the news as with any tragedy, as the death count goes up, because they're trying to figure out what's happening, so the news just constantly covers it, and the number keeps going up, and it's scary. It's scary when it's anyone. It's especially scary if you're part of a community that doesn't feel safe already. So, yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to go about being trans, but for a while I've been working out how to go about life being queer. And I need to speak to the queer community specifically today because there are so many communities that are especially at danger. If we add guns to the classroom, if we try to arm teachers, if we don't keep making legislation to regulate guns, then it's going to be students of color that lose their lives. It's going to be queer students. It's going to be students with disabilities, students in the deaf community who aren't given a warning, students who are autistic, who have coping mechanisms that to police officers who aren't trained to deal with these youths will see a child stuffing their hands into their pockets to still their hands and feel safe. They'll see that as them reaching for a gun, and that's another life lost. We need to train our police well to deal with students with disability, to recognize that some communities are more at risk than others. So that's my main message today. I just felt the need to reach out to the queer community not just because it's my actual job or because I'm part of the community, but because they're in danger, and we need to show them love and support. We need to show every community that's at risk love and support. Sadly, those communities are one now. Just everyone's in danger. The more guns we have, the more danger there is. So we need to show lots of love and support, especially to survivors, and give people a voice. So thank you for giving me a voice today. I'm so grateful to be here.
Yay, Jay!